Hello and welcome to the Success with Savita podcast, where we share hot tips on how to do life and business without losing your mind. I'm your host, Savita Nanjappa, entrepreneur, high-achieving 9-to-5er turned transformational success coach, helping you create a wildly successful business. Come hang out with me and other fabulous humans like you every week for stories and chats packed with a healthy dose of tips, resources, how-tos, and real talk. Side effects may include a happier and more confident you with each passing day. Imagine you're sitting on a beach at sunrise, quiet, undistracted, with your journal, and you take a moment to meditate and to visualize. You visualize how your year went past, and you want to visualize how you see the new year unfolding. Once you've done that, you will reflect on how the year went past. Write down your wins and then write down things that have been challenging. And then you move on to setting the intention for the new year. Once you set the intention for the new year, you write down your vision for 2023. Like it's already happened, like it's already accomplished for every area of your life. And then you look at your goals, the big, hairy, audacious goals that you're setting, and you capture that in this journal. And then you follow it by saying a prayer of gratitude and make a wish and a prayer of hope for the new year. This is your goal setting process. Welcome to another solo podcast with me, your host, Savita. And I'm going to be talking about goal setting. Yes, because it's the end of the year and the start of a new year. But you could use this process that I share, that I use for myself, to set goals at any time. It could be monthly, at the start of the year, at the time of your birthday. Today I want to share with you how I set my goals, and there's a specific process that I follow that I have learned over the years, and I found that works for me. Let's get started. The last 2 weeks I have been really busy with helping my clients complete their goal setting and also hosting goal setting workshops. So having completed most of the goal setting sessions, we officially close for the year on the 20th of December. I was able to do this year and last year. But it also meant that I'm only closed 4 clients. And let me share why, because I'm also going to be traveling when I'm going to be far more switched off. But I have a week prior to my travel where I'm putting in all my plans into play for the new year, for January. So when I come back, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing and what I need to be working on. And I'm really happy that I was able to do that. My words for 2022 was optimize and ease. And ease was because until 2021, it has been quite a hustle for me, and there have been times when I've been burnt out. And so in 2022, one of the things that I had focused on was self-care, to make time to say yes to more quality, less quantity. So I really did downsize the number of clients that I was working with, more B2B contracts, a lot of changes in the way I coach, people I coach, clients I coach, the kind of businesses that we work with. And it's really helped me build a lot of space in my schedule for self-care and for other things in my life. It was also the year, 2022 is the year where I have been able to stop working on the weekends and being able to move to a 5-day week. So that's really a big win for us. So having closed on the 20th, my goal setting process usually begins post closure of business for clients. This is my time. This is my time to really focus on the business, think about what I want to do. And also on the other areas of my life, it's a time to set goals for all the areas of priority in my life. So I begin by clearing out my schedule, like I've shared, and finding a place for me. Ideally, yes, it could be the beach, but also it could be a corner of your room that you feel is your sacred space. It could be a part of your garden. It could be that you go to a co-working place. Choose your place where you have undistracted time for yourself to reflect on what you need to be focusing on when you're setting these goals. I like to do it in my office. If I'm not on the beach, said beach will also be done as I head to my holiday later this week. And I will be taking some time to meditate, reflect, visualize, do my spiritual practice while I'm on the beach. But for now, the office it is. my beautiful home office. And here are a couple of tools that I use. I use a journal and I use my Evernote app. That's the home for my checklists, my wish list, my bucket list, my to-do list. It holds everything in there. And what I've done is over the last 2 months, I have started building a semi-plan, putting down things that I want to see happen, building those priority areas, putting in those priority matrices for my business, thinking about, big level goals already. So I have an idea of what I want to do. It's not something that I start from scratch. I have been putting in place those checklists. So I already have a place that I'm going to use as a ready reckoner for me. One thing that I did was I was watching Steve Harvey videos, and one thing that he said really stayed with me, which is he said start putting down make your vision board and put down the list of goals that you have, and in fact build a list of 300. Build your list of 300 things that you want to achieve, 300 wishes that you have for yourself. This is your vision board. This is your checklist. And he said you'll find it hard when you get to 75. You'll find it even harder by the time you get to 150. Keep going till you reach your 300. Of course, I didn't get to 300. Currently, my number is 202, and it was really hard. And it's been over a few weeks that I've been writing that list. I was thinking, how hard can it be? I have so many things that I desire, but apparently it is not 300 yet. And he said, look at this list. Once you write down this list, look at it every day. Read through it every day. And you'll find that in 6 months, there will be so many things on this list. If you've been reading it, if you've been taking action, that you cross off, that would have come true for you, that would have turned into reality for you. So I started building this list. So I already have this ready list with me to go for my 2023 goals. Now that I have all this, I sit down and I begin with meditation. I put on either a guided meditation app or just music, and I just spend some time reflecting, meditating, visualizing, reflecting how the year went and visualizing how I want 2023 to look like for me. Once I'm done with this, I write down a review for 2022, which will capture my wins and accomplishments for 2022, things that did not go well, the opportunities that I missed, some real threats that exist in my business which I need to pay attention to and bring focus to in the new year. So I capture that. And I'd really like to take a moment to, feel gratitude and celebrate that achievement, feel good about everything that's gone well for me. And I have to say that 2022 has been a really great year for me. Once I'm done with the reflection and the review, I begin by setting the intention for how I want to feel in 2023. What's the emotion that I want to feel? Obviously, it's joyful, with ease, no stress, a sense of peace, feeling a sense of accomplishment for how everything is going to unfold. But I also want to feel satisfied. So intention setting is really important because it's the emotion that you attach to how you intend to feel in the year when you're chasing those goals. Once I'm done with intention setting, I now write my vision statement, the things that I saw in my visualization, in my meditation that I thought of. I write down my vision statement for 2023, like it's already happened, like I've already achieved it. Once I'm done with this, I now write down my big high-level goals, annual goals for the year, for all the areas of my life, each of the important areas in my life, which is usually business. It can change, the priority can change sometimes, but usually my top 3 is my role of a parent, my business, and my family life, investments, money, wellness, health and wellness, which includes self-care, mental well-being, emotional well-being, also travel and other areas. So this can change, the priority can change depending on what is happening each year, but the top 3 usually remain the same. And when I'm setting high-level goals, I do not set more than 3 for each area. Ideally, it should be 1 or 2 because they are really achievable, sustainable. But when we're saying high-level goals, it's the hard goals, the difficult ones. Take stretch goals. Take ones that, puts you out of your comfort zone to go after it and to achieve it. Once I've done that, I then I use my checklist, of course, to review whether the goals, because it's already there in my list of 300 that I'm building. And once I've captured that, I now build the 4 quadrant, which is for the 4 quarters for the year, and put down my action steps for each of these goals in each of these quadrants with timelines and wherever possible the measurements. How am I going to measure that I've achieved this goal? What's the metric? How do I know that I've reached where I need to reach? Once I've done this, I now know what is my focus area for the first quarter, and therefore I will now narrow down and write down what are things that need to happen in January, and what are those things that need to happen in January that I need to move forward on right now. For example, it may be a strategic partnership that I want to have every month, sign up that I want to have every month. So have I already sent out those emails? Have I already made my list? Have I reached out to people? Those are things that I'm going to look at for January. And that's something that I would do for every month and start preparing for it well in advance, because when I come back after my break and start work in the new year, I'm very clear. Things are already in place, things are calendared, things have been booked and blocked, and I know what I need to be working on, and there's no ambiguity or there's no, okay, let's start today, so I actually end up losing a month. So I'm on the go, and I like to start off on a high right from day one, and I don't really like to miss a few weeks here and there because I've not yet started on my planning or not yet started working on moving it forward, even though I knew that's what my focus is. I like to get the ball rolling this month even before we can close. So I've done some of that. There's still a little bit more that I may need to do when I come back. And with that, I look at anything else that needs to be calendared, put it on my calendar. Are there any books that I need to order that I need to read? Then I'll order that. Are there courses that I need to sign up for? Are there classes that I need to sign up for? All of these things. Another thing that I do like to do is I like to put down things I'm learning, places that I'm seeing. I also like to make my travel plans well in advance, something that I've realized I've not done in the past. I would leave it to the last minute, then end up, doing something in a rush. So this year I've been far better. The last 6 months I've been far better in terms of making travel plans well in advance. Places to go, events to go to, events to be planned for myself, books to read, courses to be taken. I plan out all of this and get the ball moving on every one of these, so I don't have to wait till January 1st to start any of it. If I want to read 52 books, it's one of my goals for next year, I need to be reading one every week. And I'd like to have week 1 book already on my Kindle or already ordered, so I have the book in my hand when the new year starts. So that's about how I go about planning my goals. It's very interesting. For me, it's a very high vibe thing to do. It helps me really plan well, organize myself well, feel a sense of being in charge, being in control, not feeling chaotic, not feeling frazzled. I like being organized, that's my thing. And I also like to go one step ahead once I'm done with this, to take some time out at another time, not immediately maybe, but maybe another day, that I take some time out to create my vision board with all of these goals that I already have. And that's something that I like to screenshot, save it on my phone. That's my screensaver for the year, and I keep it going. That's my goal setting process that I put in place, and I also put in place a review system. So I will review my goals and my progress at the end of each month and set new goals or bring attention to the goals that may have fallen off from my focus back every beginning of the month. So I'm working on it. With that, we come to the end of this goal setting session. I hope you found a look into my goal setting process interesting. I hope all your goals come to fruition. I hope you achieve them all, and I wish you a fantastic new year. With that, season's greetings and a happy holidays and a happy new year to each one of you listening in. I want to thank each one of you for being here on this podcasting journey with me, listening in to me, tuning in every time the episodes come on. I hope you'll continue to stay with me in the following year. We have a lot of exciting things planned just for you. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you like this episode and you want more, you can go to the show notes on my website, which is successwithsavita.com/podcast. If you like what you've heard so far, I would be grateful to you if you could leave me a 5-star review, subscribe to this podcast, and share with a friend who may find this useful. You can also follow me on my Instagram at successwithsavita and DM me any questions you may have, and I will be happy to answer them for you. Until the next episode, believe in yourself and all the best to your success.